Professional eater versus grizzly bear hot dog eating contest. Max Fosh video. We love Max Fosh.
Yep. This is me in a field in Utah about to find out who can eat more hot dogs. A competitor.
You ever see the videos on Twitter of grizzly bears mauling people when they put them in a circus? And part of me just goes, shocker. You know, they have like a bear riding like a tricycle and then like doing a bunch of stupid tricks and then it randomly attacks someone.
Competitive eater or a grizzly bear?
You want a napkin? No, okay.
Competitive eating, a fierce battleground where
And they ain't let Joey Chestnut in the dog eating contest this year. Stupid, because he worked with a vegan food brand. So you're not gonna let the goat of Throat and Glicks step up to the plate and throw down and eat 85 hot dogs in 10 minutes? We're not gonna let him do that.
people from all over the world compete to see how much food it's possible to stuff down your gob.
You show me a chatbot.
How do you think that started? How did competitive eating become a thing where one day some guy just went, I think I could eat that faster than you? And you go, no, I don't think you could. It's way after food became easy to get. There was never a time where food was hard to get and they were competitive eaters. Because then you would cherish it. Like when food no longer mattered is when people probably started just saying, oh, I could eat 10 loaves of bread quicker than you.
That can eat 59 hot dogs, and I'll buy into this AI nonsense.
Now, normally these competitions have been limited solely to man versus man, but I had a thought the other day.
Who do you think wins in a competitive eating competition? A professional or a grizzly bear?
A bear. It's not even close. A bear. A bear could eat 10 hot dogs in 4 seconds. That's not even an honest question. If you put Joey Chestnut versus a bear, the bear is eating all of the hot dogs in like a fraction of the time. Like they could eat a whole salmon in one gulp.
That's a good question.
So, let's find out. But first, I would need to find a bear. Introducing Tank. Tank lives in Utah, in the USA. He's 7 foot tall and 800 pounds.
Oh, he's a good boy.
Tank is an ex-actor, most famous for his starring role opposite Eddie Murphy in Dr. Dolittle 2.
I like the bear I am. I'm famous.
But these days,
He was in Dr. Dolittle 2? That came out so long ago. How old is that bear? Dr. Dolittle 2 came out in 2001. Is that bear 30?
he spends most of his time swimming, playing,
I've never seen a bear 69 someone before.
and roaming around the thousands of acres around his ranch.
Hey, Tank. He's a happy bear.
Tank was rescued from a zoo as a cub and has been lovingly reared.
How long do bears live? More in captivity. I think the oldest bear alive. I remember I watched a TikTok about him. Yeah, Otis. Oh my God, did he die? No, Otis is still alive. Otis is 27 years old. He was born in captivity, but I don't know if he still lives in captivity. No, he often greets visitors to his enclosure. He's 27. He's still alive. Grizzly 168 is 36 and still living.
And he was more than happy to take part in my eating competition, as hot dogs are his favorite food.
He
That
can
is
eat
the cutest thing in the world.
a lot of food.
Oh my God, he covered his face.
Yeah.
Has he ever competed in an eating competition?
Nope.
Do you think he would do quite well in an eating competition?
I think he might do all right. You get her planned out and we'll do it.
With Tank and his dad on board with this hot dog eating plan, I would need to find a competitor to go up against.
Yo, I love when people meet cubs when they're like also younger, and then the tigers or the lions or whatever get separated. It's with bears too. When they grow up with the lion and then they get separated, and like 15 years later they see the lions again and they recognize them, and they're like wild lions. They're not like enclosed like captivity lions. They're like lions that they like let out into the wild, and they're still nice. Not always, but like when they grew up with them. I saw another video about a golden retriever that grew up with tigers and was like their mom. Like the dog was like 2 when the cubs were like a month old, and the dog like fights the tiger. It's just like a random golden retriever that like bitches around like 500-pound tigers.
There is one man who is the obvious challenger to Tank, Joey Chestnut. The
Is he
undisputed
actually gonna get Joey Chestnut to try and beat a bear in a hot dog eating contest?
goat of professional eating. The man can get through 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
I got left.
10 minutes. That's 7.6 dogs a minute.
You having some beers later?
Unfortunately, he didn't get back to me when I reached out, and seemingly
Yeah, with bread. Not just the hot dog.
he only does videos with Mr. Beast. So to look for this challenger, I went to a Nathan's hot dog eating event to meet the best in the world.
How you doing? What's the bout about?
3-time
Badlands chugs a gallon of lemonade in like 10 seconds.
Nathan's Chug champion. This is the hardest chug known to man, okay?
And it was clear that they take competitive eating very seriously.
They say that competitive eating is the battleground upon which God and Lucifer wage war for men's souls.
This is quite serious.
I watched as the men and women of New York took on some glizzies, whilst I played along.
Do they get paid? Are these like random people or are they like proven competitors? Because that's a grandma. And I'm not trying to diss her, but that woman is like 70 years old.
2, 1, go!
And let me tell you, eating lots of hot dogs is no
How many hot dogs do you guys think you could eat in 10 minutes? 4. 5? 5 maybe?
joke.
You're on 5, I'm for half of one.
And my posh little tum-tum could barely keep up.
It's so dry. Can you open this for me? Thanks.
With me full of sausages and a winner crowd, I thought I should ask around as to who would be the best person to be Tank's competitor. And there was one name that kept on coming up.
Nick is in the running.
Who's Nick?
Oh, Nick Weary?
Nick Weary.
You should definitely have Nick Weary.
Nick Larry would be a guy, I guess. Yeah.
Really? I've heard this name floating around a few times.
He's no joke. He's the real deal.
Not here today, but
He's not here today. The name that kept on coming up on my fact-finding mission was the one and only Nick Weary.
He's the number 4 competitive eater in the world.
Alongside his wife Mickey, who's the best female competitive eater
How the fuck do they know? How do they rank the best competitive eaters?
in the world, he can put down a glizzy like nobody else. And he's
God, and washing it in water, dude. And do you think they throw all of it up after? They have to. There's no way you could eat 87 hot dogs and then just go on with your day. Is he gonna speed eat fucking baby food?
So I reached out and he agreed to be my champion in the Battle of the Species.
Slammed in Salt Lake City.
I nipped to the airport to meet Nick,
Nick? How you doing, man?
and we jumped in the car. These were two men who were about to be sat next to a grizzly bear, but it all was good vibes.
Once I'm on stage in front of everybody,
Then it's like,
it's kind of like you just
it's go time.
Yeah, you just put me in the cubicle. It's time to go to work.
We drove an hour or so
He has to also not be scared of a fucking 7-foot, 800-pound grizzly bear that's gonna be eating right next to him.
from the airport to Tank's house, where we were greeted by Tank's mum Lynn, who's been looking after Tank since 1996. We were shown down to the arena, given a very quick safety briefing, which was vital before Tank turned up, and there was one final thing to do, and that was to get properly hydrated. And what better way to do that than from Tank's stream, with Air Up. Air Up is the newest and best way to keep yourself hydrated.
You see, in the top of my Air Up bottle is a scent taste pod with a variety of different flavours that I can choose. So I'm here in this lovely river in Utah, so why not? If this is where tickle, use the code Air Hires. No, that is not part of it, it's just for this. And thank Air Up for sponsoring.
To support the Chug Eating Time. Here are the rules. Each competitor has 75 hot dog sausages in front of them. We wanted to use buns, but Tank is gluten-free. I would be sat there as a
The bear's gluten-free. The bear's gluten-free.
control to see what the average person could eat, and I was hoping to beat my 3.5
You got a fucking peanut allergy next? You gonna tell me?
from New York. The winner is simply the first to finish their plate. Between Tank and us was a very thin
I think Tank is going to fucking 5-bite 75 hot dogs.
electric wire, which I found out afterwards wasn't even turned on. So hopefully, if Tank did finish his plate, he wouldn't be looking at us as his 76th hot dog.
Are you ready?
I
Are
guess
they
so.
both gonna try?
Oh, yeah.
With everyone in place, Tank arrived to the party.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on?
3, 2, 1, eat.
Oh, hell no.
Tank got off to a slowish start as he explored the table somewhat. This allowed Nick to get into a commanding lead as he was shoving down glizzies at an alarming rate. I, however, had my knife and fork and was mainly
Bro, Tank gotta lock it in, buddy. Fucking start scarfing him.
concerned with not ruining my dinner jacket.
Oh, now he posted up. The plate's already done.
No, okay, you're good.
Nick was definitely pulling away, but this is when Tank turned it on and really got stuck in.
Oh, yeah, he's leaning over. Yo, he better start getting the meat sweats.
I've been told by Tank's dad that he
Tank gonna flip the table.
loved words of affirmation, so I was less focusing on my sausages and more focusing on trying to get Tank not to eat me.
Well done, Tanky. You're doing great.
Tank was really getting into it and was also looking over at Nick
I really think Tank's almost done.
to see how he was doing. With front row access, I was in awe seeing these two
Dude,
beasts
they're almost done. Oh my god, they're close.
going head to head, and it was pretty close. These two were locked in and were fully focused on the biggest event of their lives. And so was I, because I was thinking about my new
I
comedy...
mean, there's no way the bear loses. There's no way the bear loses. He has like 6 hot dogs left. The other guy has like fucking 15.
World Tour Loophole, where I show you the biggest loophole I've ever found. So big I actually can't make a video about it. You'll understand what I mean when you come to the show. I'm going all over the world, so grab your tickets at maxfosh.co. In the meantime, Tank was getting to the end of his plate, and Nick was struggling to keep up.
Yummy, yummy. You have ripped the tablecloth. It
I
slightly
only have
worries
2
me.
more.
3 minutes, 4 seconds
dog!
after we'd started, Tank was all done.
Wow.
Tank had done it. Nick, so close with only 7 hot dogs behind. But the game's the game. And like the classy guy he is, instead of sticking around to gloat, Tank went back home.
Dude ate 75 hot dogs and then just went back to his fucking den.
Ready to take on the next challenger.
Nick, how do you feel?
I think
See, the problem is, like, that's just filling his stomach. That bear, that probably filled like 4% of what he could have eaten.
I need to change my undies.
Yeah.
I've never had somebody tear up the tablecloth
Yeah.
next to me while I was eating. But no, that was a terrifying, amazing, one-of-a-kind experience.
There you go. If you're having a hot dog eating competition between a human and a bear, the bear normally wins.
Wow. Do you think there's anything human, like, the bear could eat against a human where the human would win? If the bear didn't like it, that's the only thing.